Chessboard looks beautiful, serene, calm in the air. I'll survive, I've a rag, glow stick and a pear. Another freshie standing across by the trees. I wiggle, he waved, I'm dead by a BK-13. The black screen of death, it says you are dead. But I waved, said hello, still popped in the head. So again, I now go, spawned back at the coast. I moved to the town up, less players to boast. I need food, I need water, something to drink. I'm flashing red, oh shit, it's starting to blink. I fight wolves and infected, I'm on my last legs. Yes, a jam jar of pitsy, I blocked all the Zeds. I got through it, although it proper looked bleak. I never gave up, I'm not one of the weak. The rules are simple in the world of DayZ. No mic, no life, or the coast you will see. Your voice is your weapon, you can use if you're wise. Here fear will haunt you, that's not your main prize. A screamer, a captain, you see your car flips. Yo, it's a fucking zombie apocalypse. Just maybe dozens of times, but I keep going. I find my inner Rick Grimes as I have learned, run through the lines in the trees. Scoping out towns first, I know someone agrees. So now I made it, I have all the best loot. Built a sick base and set down some roots. But that ain't it, surely it can't be the end. No, I'll want to be free and find me a friend. The rules are simple in the world of DayZ. No mic, no life, or the coast you will see. Your voice is your weapon, you can use if you're wise. Here fear will haunt you, that's not your main prize. A screamer, a captain, you see your car flips. Yo, it's a fucking zombie apocalypse. No, I never trusted that guy at the coast. Oh, but what if I did? That troubles me most. The ups and downs, near death once or twice. I could have shared the experiences that would have been nice. You know, I never trusted that guy at the coast. Oh, but what if I did? That troubles me most. The ups and downs, near death once or twice. I could have shared the experiences that would have been nice.
Broadcasting straight from the zombie apocalypse, you're tuned to Static Signals, a voice in the DayZ community, with your hosts, Rakan and Gunner the Runners. Survive the static, share the signal.
There we go. The beautiful faces. Nearly.
Magic. There you go.
Nearly some beautiful faces.
The magic
This
of
is the bit
live.
that I always hate.
It's okay. It's okay.
I tell Rakan this bit every week. It's the bit that I press live. It's the bit that I fear the most. And then it comes back and bites me right on the ass. But anyway, how you doing, Rakan?
Doing great. Welcome in, everyone. I'm excited for this one. It's going to be a good one. I'm doing good, Gunner. How's your week been?
It's been good. Played a lot of Rafiki. That's been very PvP heavy. Done some really good runs on there. That's been a lot of fun. In all fairness, I think it's a map with a lot to go because I think there's a lot of development that Day goes on with. But I think the bits that I've seen have been fun, and I think that's it's a mark of a good map if I can even go on there and get absolutely walloped for 3-4 hours and still come off it and go, do you know what? I had fun there. It's a sign of a good map.
I think Dago was pretty smart about putting out Rafiki because if you look at the DayZ their dev blogs when they came out and they put out what Nazdara is going to look like, Rafiki kind of similarly looks like it in the streets. Of course, they're using some of the text and assets, but just like how you have the what is it, the fabric that goes like the awnings that go across the streets and stuff. It's kind of similar to what we saw with Nazdara when the dev team did it. So I think that's pretty cool. Dago was pretty smart about putting something together that looks like what we could be getting with when Badlands released. So that's pretty awesome.
And I've been Been pretty busy on the channel as well.
Mhm.
That's been pretty fun. With Hard Homes, the channel. That's been a lot of fun. Again, it's a monster of a map. But yeah, been enjoying the hell out of those 2 maps recently. And I need to start spreading my wings and playing some other things because I think Banoff is making a bit of a resurgence as
Yeah.
well. So I need to.
It looked
Well,
very,
Rafiki
very
actually
cool.
closes tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, Rafiki closes tomorrow.
PNW.
So, and I think Nieheim is on the and Nieheim is going to be switching over to PMW as far as
right.
I'm aware. But some exciting times. So, how about what have you been playing?
I played a little bit of Banoff yesterday. Beautiful. I mean, it's really cool. I never played it before, so I don't know what changes were made. But just getting in there and having a whole new, new map to play, for me, it was a great experience. And just the exploration, the adventure, man, is pretty fun. I've been doing Cam Can't Run's event, his Edict event, and I'm not a player. I'm more of like a NPC type of person. I'm in the radio, giving out some lore for Radio Edict, and I played a little bit of Hey Barnby's last night. Went on a little run with my buddy Oisted and Skeezertron. We had a good time on there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I found out today because I did that play test for the other survival game, and I submitted a video, and I won best long form video from that, dude.
Wow,
pretty fucking
GG,
stoked, man. Yeah, I get to get a little bit of cash. They're gonna send me $100. Yeah, dude.
That
I know, right?
cash money.
You know me as being very, very, very humble, right? But hey, dude, fucking good video is a good video, dude. I don't know.
Look at this. You're humble as fuck.
There you go. Cheers.
Yeah. But yeah, big shout out to yesterday and today. Ariana had a bit of a new event going for her. Normally, like events are teams and PvP, building castles, hard points, and all of that. Well, yesterday and today she had the Fast and Glorious, 24, 25 on each day, racing around the streets of Chernarus on a track that, DayZ. I've not been around that long, right? But every time I meet anyone who's been around for much, much longer than me, driving has always been one of those things that they want fixing. They want to work properly. Like the fact that she was able to build this little racetrack around Chernarus, and yes, there was some crashes. Yes, there was some thrills and spills, but GG's to Ariane for putting on something like that completely, probably out of the comfort zone. So yeah, big shout out to Ariana, who's doing some amazing events recently.
I know that you guys did the World Cup event. I don't know if we should talk about that. We save it till Danny gets on, but that was one that's pretty huge event. It's a big undertaking for that one. I saw some of it. I popped into Danny's stream and watched him for a little bit, and I popped into yours as well. But it was a lot happening on that. I can't wrap my head around how that's being run.
Well, 25 plus teams, everyone with
trios.
The gear. Yeah. The plate carriers and the helmets and all of the stuff was all branded up with that's work. That is graft. That doesn't happen just because you do it the night before. And that's just a really small, intricate part of a lot of cogs that make that event. What it did. Like I said, 25 plus teams. That lobby was noisy when we walked in.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Amy has already contacted. We've had a bit of a chat. She's like, "I've already got plans. This is what I want to do. What do you think?" Da, da, da. And it's like they've already got plans. So, they finish one thing and they're already thinking, "How can we make this really cool event even better?" And there's no need to fact check this because my team won, but don't fact check it.
I thought somebody.
But it's good. It was a lot of fun. Again, Wales. Officially Wales were listed as the winners, but we had 3 flags up, just not on the right flagpoles.
Okay.
And I can blame that on Yoda, and because I know she's busy working, so she's never going to find out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Even again, the mark of a really good event is if you can go in there, enjoy it. You might not win, but actually you come out the other side and go, that was a hell of a fucking lot of fun. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I didn't come across Danny. I come across a few other people, and it's great when you hear the voices that you recognise and you see on stream. But yeah, I didn't come across Danny's team. I think though, I saw the aftermath of some of the things that Danny had done. But yeah, I wasn't quite in the firing line for this particular one. Sorry, big swig of tea.
It's okay. All right. Well, let's bring in the man of the hour. I just want to say one thing. This is the big introduction to Danny. Okay. This is the big introduction to Danny. This is his words of wisdom that everybody should know. Teach a man to blow torch, feed him for a day. Teach a man to blow, feed him for life. That I think that quote embodies what Danny is as a streamer. He's fun. He doesn't take himself or the game too seriously. And I think that's what we all should do when we play this game. Let's not take it too seriously. It's a good time. Let's have fun. And Danny, welcome to Static Signals.
What's happening, boys? Thanks for having me. I can't believe you did me dirty right off the bat like that. That's terrible. That's terrible.
I've seen the TikTok. I've seen the TikTok. You've done it to yourself.
Right. I saw the short.
I did.
But I had that prepared before you put that online. I was like, he's probably gonna make a clip out of it. Hopefully he doesn't do it before the show, because I wanted to say, like, But anyways, most people have seen it. It's funny as hell. Good job on that.
Thank you.
I'm back on the bottom, Gunner. What the fuck, dude? I was in the right place, but now
that's what you like.
Yep. Whatever you're into, whatever you have in yourself.
All right. Well, Danny, welcome in.
What's happening, boys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We're
gonna jump right into it. First game you ever played, and what was your gaming background before DayZ?
Oh, first game I ever played.
Yeah, just your memory.
I remember specifically. It probably wasn't the first game I ever played, but the first game I was super excited to get. I remember one Christmas I got. It was like a Looney Tunes, like I think it was called Back to the Future, or like Looney Tunes Back in Time or something like that on the PS1. And I remember one Christmas I must have been like 6 or 7, I can't believe I said that, but like I was probably 6 or 7 years old, and I wasn't expecting it. And that was the first game where I was like, this is really, really cool. So shout out my parents for that. I mean, Santa Claus, of course, at the time. But my gaming background pre-DayZ, I suppose, was just Call of Duty. I was a COD gamer for years and years and years. Yeah, that was where I cut my teeth in the indoorsmanship of staying inside all the time and playing games. Yeah. Big COD fan, played pretty much every title from, I think my first midnight launch was like Modern Warfare 3, but like played COD 4, Modern Warfare 2 before that, and pretty much all I did when I was younger was play those games. So only up until actually this year, this was the first year I didn't buy a COD on launch.
Did you stream? Did you stream?
No.
Call of Duty? No.
No. So when I was in school, in like secondary school, which is like high school in the States or whatever, I had me and my cousin, Jordan, shout out Jordan. He, we used to play COD, and at home I had like just a regular laptop, like a €300. I was maybe like 16 or something at the time. Don't even know where I came from. It was just in the house. I had like, do you remember the Hauppauge HD PVR? Does anyone remember those? They were like the OG capture cards back in the day. A huge thing. Like as in it was physically big. And I did make some, I used to make some videos on YouTube back then. We used to do like COD commentaries and stuff like that. I probably posted like 9 or 10 of those when I was a teenager. And then one day the laptop just broke because I remember running on it like a totally legitimate version of Sony Vegas Pro. If anyone remembers Sony Vegas Pro, that's like this. I think like that was I think that is DaVinci now, if I'm not wrong. I can't remember, but yeah, I don't think they're around anymore.
Well,
yeah, so
there is a version of Vegas that's out there because I know some people that I know some other content creators that use Vegas, but they just bought the whole copy.
Yeah. I definitely bought it as well at 16, just for the record. But I don't even know how it ran on there, to be honest. I can remember trying to render videos and like doing commentaries with like, I had like do you know the Snowball Yeti mic, and you could hear everything else in the house that was going on. Awful stuff. They may or may not exist in a private account that no one will ever see ever. I just have them just for the vibes, I suppose. And it's nice to look back at your teenage self every now and again. But yeah, that was it. I mean, I've played the usual games. I've played the Skyrims and what have you. But yeah, COD was my game for a long time pre-DayZ.
So we've got a bit of a structure, but we're going to bounce around a few different topics today. So we're going to start off with getting a bit more to know about you, Danny.
Sure.
So obviously we can see you right now on cam, but can you describe your gaming setup in 3 words?
In 3 words, honestly, completely fucking unnecessary. That's it. Yeah, they're the 3 words. Honestly, I've got 4 screens, no need for them. I didn't buy them. I just sort of accumulated things over time. So yeah, completely fucking unnecessary. Is the answer to it. I like stuff. I like techie things. I like, you know, I'm always like fiddling with like settings of things that I shouldn't be and doing different bits. But yeah, I'm grateful for the things I have, absolutely. But yeah, completely fucking unnecessary is the answer to that for sure.
Yeah, I reached out to Danny and I asked him because I knew he got a new camera, right? And so I was like, all right, dude. So I messaged him. I was like, what camera did you get? Because I like techie things too, and I like to nerd out and get some of that stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. I looked up the camera online and I was like, I got to save up for this. I got to save up because it is not inexpensive. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I'm grateful to have it. That's what I will. I'm grateful to have it. It's definitely, you know, as a streamer, it's sort of, you know, there's a couple different ways you can look at things, I suppose, in terms of setup. But I've always, and this is a real dumb analogy, but I've always sort of thought like that, like first impression is everything, right? If you like, we all do it. You click through Twitch or YouTube or whatever you do, and you're just scrolling and scrolling. But like, how you look is kind of like how your stream looks is kind of like a suit in an interview, right? It's not to say that's not to say that a potentially bad employee can wear a really nice suit and vice versa. But you know, you got to take the inches where you can get them, sort of thing, because everyone wants them. Do you know what I mean? Everyone wants those inches. That's such an innuendo that was completely unnecessary straight off the rip. But I mean, hey, whatever you have in yourself. But yeah, that's yeah. I'm grateful to have it. It's a lovely camera. And it's definitely made a difference. And I think most importantly, you know, the boys and girls of the Citizen Collective appreciate it as well, which is the main thing. So
it looks good.
Yeah.
No, I mean it looks.
Thank you.
I mean, it's clear. It looks very nice.
Thank
you. Citizen Collective.
Yeah.
Why the Citizen Collective? Why Citizen, Danny?
There's a couple of different things. So one of my favorite bands growing up, it's actually this album right here, or this one. It's called their names are Citizen. That's the name of them. And okay. I always thought their names were so cool because on Twitter, like back in the day, their names were like Citizen Matt and like Citizen whatever. And a load of bands used to do that. That was part of it. And then there was also like in Oblivion, if you ever played Oblivion, the Imperial Guards there used to go, "Hail, Citizen! How can I be of service?" That's what they would say. I always thought that was really cool, and that was actually my first ever. It was my first ever. You know, like when someone follows like your Twitch notification or whatever. That was my first ever thing. It was like "Hail, Citizen," and so that was really cool. So it's sort of a combo of that, really. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So Danny, I obviously I don't know this, so I'm just going to try and throw this one out there. So, are you a big snacker on stream, and do you have a favorite thing to snack on?
So I'm not a big snacker, but I do like chewing gum. I'm chewing gum right now, rightfully or wrongfully. But yeah, big fan. Like we have some Tridents here that someone brought me over. There's 2 packets. There is some more here somewhere. It's under something. It could be my pocket. Yeah. So a lot. Big chewing gum guy. It keeps my as if my jaw isn't active enough anyways, but it keeps, oh, they're under my phone. We got some more here as well. But yeah, they just keep the, because you talk a lot, right? You talk so much in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours that, I don't know, it just keeps the mind active, I think, for me.
And when you get done, is there anything that you go reaching in the fridge for? Like, is there a food that is your go-to?
Toasted cheese sandwich, boys. Huge fan.
Yeah.
Fans. I mean, you
The amount
can't.
of people. Yeah.
It's insane. Like, you're talking about a prison meal. Like, if you want to talk about a prison meal, you're looking at like toasted cheese sandwich, tomato soup.
So
Coke
grilled
Zero.
cheese, a grilled cheese sandwich. With
Grilled
tomatoes.
cheese. Yeah, grilled cheese.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good stuff. You can't go wrong. Even if you make a bad one, it's still great. It's still great.
Okay. I'm gonna go off a little bit of a tangent. I found this recipe and they said it's the $1 million grilled cheese sandwich, right? They sell it at like Disney World or something, right? I followed the recipe and I made this sandwich. It had like 5 different types of cheese in it. It had I think even had some cream cheese in it. You used mayonnaise as like a butter for it, and then you grilled it, right? It was so decadent, so cheesy. It was almost impossible to eat. It was it was oozing out the side, the cheese was, and then the mouthfeel of all the cheese was really difficult. So just so you know.
I heard that as well. I heard mouthfeel.
That's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference, right?
Mouthfeel, what is that?
The inside of your cheeks are very sensitive. It's like the inside of your thighs, except with a tongue.
Oh, God, look, no.
It's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference? Yeah.
So just so you know, if you're interested in grilled cheeses and you want to try the $1 million grilled cheese, pull back on some of the cheese content, okay? Because it's going to be too much. It's too much, okay?
There you go. The first word in grilled cheeses, boys. You got it.
Yeah. Just pull back. Anyways,
Public announcement. There we go.
Yes, yeah.
There you go.
Public service announcement. What other interests? What other interests do you have outside of streaming, outside of gaming, hobbies or skills?
Sure. I bought between so much. Like I went on I caught the golf bug like 5 years ago.
Oh.
Started doing that. Started running last year. Not to be that guy, but I did a marathon last year. Turned 30, did a marathon. No big deal, by the way. But I did it. And then I started playing paddle recently with my dad and my 2 brothers once a week, which is like, I don't know. It's between tennis and pickleball, kind of. Well, not kind of, it is. And it's just a lot of fun. Like, you don't have to, it's competitive enough to where you don't have to be, anyone can play it, you know. And it's just fun. It's fun. And then there's levels to everything, but obviously when it's an inter-family event, you always want to win. So yeah, that's what I do be doing. I play music, play guitar, come from a musical family. So yeah, always into music. I mean, my entire background is records and posters. So yeah. Big
Why a
music fan.
marathon? What prompted that?
I think you kind of have to do it. It's sort of like a rite of passage of turning 30, I think. And I did it. I jumped on board, just to do it, say I did it. I've ran maybe like 5 times since then. It was this time last year, actually, almost to the day, funny enough. Yeah, it was good. It was, it's 6, 7 months. I keep saying 6, 7. It's literally not intentional at all, but that kind of period, that kind of period of training for it, and a great feeling at the end. I did it with a bunch of friends, and we all got after it. So it was good times. Good times.
Yeah, Gunnar is a
legitimate
runner. I mean, that's what he runs. So you guys have
Nice.
something in common.
Okay.
Let's hold that. I don't do marathons. That is not my deal.
Okay.
I have a family of marathon runners, and I'm the other end. So like, you have my respect. But whoever told you when you hit 30 you have to do a marathon, they lied.
Yeah,
they lied.
It was the internet.
Fucking internet.
Yeah, I know. It was good though. I'm glad I did it. Definitely glad. It's no one can ever take it away from you. It was a good experience overall for sure.
Which one did you do? Out of interest. So I don't want to turn this into a running podcast, but
Well, let's do it. So it was. I obviously live in Ireland, but it wasn't like Dublin Marathon. It was in Portumna, which is in Galway, and there's a forest there, so it was the Portumna Forest Marathon. That's what it was.
Sweet, nice one.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really warm. Like it was so. it was so humid that day in the it literally in a forest, but it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Well,
noticed.
you
Oh,
kind of touched on it a little bit. Oh, sorry, go on, Rakan.
no, you go.
Well, we've obviously you mentioned music, and obviously we
Yeah.
can see album covers on your wall. You can see a bit of kind of the Beatles in there, and Citizen, and I'm pretty sure that's an Oasis. Is that Oasis poster behind?
Right behind me. Yeah.
So, like, obviously we know that music plays a part. So, how does music, the world of music and streaming, collide for you? Does it collide, or do you just kind of just go with what you feel?
No, absolutely. So we have the unofficial Citizen FM, which is just we play bangers all the time on stream. There's always music going. Like, so I don't play with the DayZ game music on. I turn it off. I have like 4 or 5 ambient, with no lyrics music. What am I trying to say? Like, it's like ambient music. You know what I'm saying? Like playlists on Spotify. They just play throughout the game because it's just easy to listen to. Yeah, like I'm sitting here for ages when I should be doing other things, and I'm like, oh yeah, like trying to get songs that are sort of like 10 minutes combined, so I can just play banger after banger at the start of the stream, and I enjoy it, and I think people enjoy it too. So yeah, I would definitely, it sucks because it's actually funny because on YouTube you can't hear it, right? Because you can't play it. So when I put on the stream, it's just me sitting there like headbanging like to nothing at all. And obviously, the party is on Twitch for the start of the streams for sure. But yeah, I would definitely it would not be as fun if I couldn't play music. If Twitch was the same as YouTube in that regard, it wouldn't be as fun. Definitely wouldn't be as fun. Music is such a big part, I feel, of what of what my streams are, I guess. And and like people who might not necessarily have interacted with you otherwise, they'd come in during like an interlude or whatever, where I'm like waiting for the server to change or whatever it is, and there's a song and they go, that's a banger. You know what I mean? Like there's a playlist, like I have a playlist of all the tunes we put on, and everyone is linked to it and we add to it. It's fun. It's good times. Yeah. Definitely wouldn't be the same without it for sure.
There are playlists on YouTube that, like in the YouTube library, that you can, or songs that you can dig through, and they're great. I've used them recently in the event that I'm doing over with Cam Can't Run, because he doesn't want me to use copyrighted music, because if anybody who's streaming or recording or making anything, but there's plenty that's out there that are really good. Now you spend a lot of time digging through that, trying to pick out the right ones you want to use, and I mean,
it's tough.
Yeah.
I do know with so I use the what's it called, the Wavelength, the Elgato stuff, right? They're so good. I'm still on the second generation though, and that one doesn't have the multiple. So I believe on Mark III or whatever it's called, you can have you can have one. They're obviously an audio routing thing, but you can have one. Like you could have Spotify going to YouTube and to Twitch, or a different sound going to both, but it's not on the second version. But I just haven't done that yet. So definitely it's definitely down the road. I'll do it for sure. But even still, then it's like you're playing different songs, and it's like, God, But
that sounds scary. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, listening to one song in each ear, it doesn't sound like a good time. But we move.
Favorite zombie movie? Which one is it? Or apocalypse movie?
The Day After Tomorrow is pretty good, I think.
Remind me.
Isn't that what it's called? Day After Tomorrow, like where there's the big storm. Oh wait, no, that's not a zombie movie. Sorry. What is The Day After Tomorrow? Isn't that the one with the big storm and they all hide in the library? No, and it's like there's a big snowstorm. Everything is freezing.
Yeah, that is Day After. Yeah,
I think that's
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that was maybe is it like a snow apocalypse? Maybe.
Yeah, it's a snow apocalypse.
But I like the one with Killian. I can't think of the name of it. I'm absolutely drawing a blank. But there's 3 of them.
28 Days Later.
28. Yeah. All right. I only saw those very recently, like within the last year, I'd say. I only saw all those 3 movies. I think the 4th one came out recently, wasn't it? Like like some sort of weird. I didn't watch that one.
The Bone Collector.
I recently watched. That's it. Yeah, that was the name of it. And there's one of them where like it's the very opening scene. I think it might be the second one, and it's insane. It's where like there's like the family in the house and the kids, and everything is okay, and then like that it's not. I think it might be the second one, but the first one for me was pretty. That was a great movie. Great movie. Big fan.
World War Z for me.
Oh, that is ball knowledge. Yeah, World War Z is that's a fantastic. Damn, I'm
It's
kind of
intense.
raging. I didn't say that.
No,
It
it's
is.
intense.
Can I change my answer? I feel like it's might be World War Z. That scene in World War Z of that when he realizes that the kid is sick, you know, and that the zombies don't. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah,
That's
amazing.
yeah.
Cinematic.
Respect for that answer. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is. There was a game as well of World War Z that we played on the. I played with my friends on the PlayStation. It was like a zombie. It was actually really good. It was just like a zombie horde game, but yeah, good times. Great movie, World War Z.
And this is just this is going off script now. So there's a podcast that I listened to possibly 10 years ago. If you ever come across it, it's called We're Alive. It's like an audio drama, and it's just again, it just draws you in. I think like any good movie and any good kind of game like we play, it just draws you in and you just lose time. So if you ever like sitting there or you're going on a flight or you're doing anything, We're Alive, and there's like hours and hours and hours of audio drama, which is just really well put together. It's got Jim Gleason in randomly, but yeah, it's if you don't see it or if you haven't seen it or listen to it even, it's worth a listen.
Yeah, audiobooks are always the move, especially on planes. Like you can just. I mean, it's what are you doing if you're not listening to an audiobook on a plane? I think. Yeah, like noise cancelling headphones and audiobooks on the planes. You've got to do it. You can't. No one's raw dogging a plane journey these days, boys. It's just not happening. It's 2026.
No.
Doesn't need to happen. Yeah, doesn't need to happen.
All right, last question before we move on to the next section. You're a fresh spawn. One item magically appears in your hands. What is it and why?
Screwdriver, best item in the game, most versatile. You can kill zombies with it. You can open cans with it. It lasts forever. You can fix cars or whatever. I don't do that, but I'm sure there's a million other uses. But screwdriver, hands down, easily.
I saw a TikTok. Who made a TikTok about this recently? Was it Friendly? Did Friendly do this?
Could have been.
I think Friendly made, and it is literally they just gave all the answers then about the versatility of the screwdriver.
Yeah.
And I think it's not too far away. Yeah,
boys, screwdriver is slept on, and like, give me it over it. Never mind these hunting knives or what these fancy. You don't need it. Just screwdriver. You're not going to survive long enough for the screwdriver to ruin. Put it that way. You don't need a sharpening stone for it. I'm telling you, screwdriver is the move every time. Whenever I'm playing with people, they find a screwdriver, they go, Danny, come here. That's not a joke. Yeah, screwdriver is the best one for sure. Easy answer.
Okay, Danny, why did you choose DayZ over everything else?
Oh, so I believe we're in the same boat here, Gunnar. I'm not sure about you, Rakan, but I'm still a baby. I'm relatively new to DayZ, playing wise. Like I have just over, I think between a couple of accounts, minus like the launcher and the editor and stuff like that, I probably have like give or take like 2,000 hours, maybe. But all of that has come since like December of last year, more or less. So I've played a lot of DayZ in the last while. Why did I choose? So I remember back in like the Arma mod days. I obviously wasn't a player for that. I didn't even have a PC. But I used to watch, not Psy Syndicate, but Tom Syndicate. If you know Tom Syndicate. He's a YouTuber. He used to play Minecraft and stuff, but he used to stream DayZ, and I didn't know what it was. And I used to watch him stream DayZ. This was like probably what years were they? Arma years? What years were they? Do you know? 2013? Was it that early?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's 2013.
Predates me, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to rack my brain here, but I used to watch him play DayZ, and I was always like, that's so cool. And it's funny, this is a random story, but I remember babysitting for my aunt and uncle and watching DayZ on my tablet, watching Syndicate play it. And they were coming on and be like, what is that? And now I play it and they watch, and I've played it with them like on the console before I got a PC, and it was a real like cool full circle moment. But I've always been like, man, that looks so cool, and it was so intense. And even back then, just to watch, it was class. Like, but then as I got older, like there was nothing really else that I saw myself streaming. If it, but before I started to stream, it was always sort of there. Like I didn't follow the DayZ scene for a long time. Just sort of as I got older, it sort of crept into your algorithm on YouTube or whatever. And then I just picked it. I knew that, I like to talk, in case you haven't gathered that already. And I knew that I could potentially use DayZ as a platform for that, if that makes sense. Plus the game is so fun. I mean, it's, there's no other game I'd rather be streaming for sure than DayZ.
Right.
Yeah, it's always a good time. It's always a good time. Even when it's not, it's a good time,
It's just so many different outcomes that can happen. I mean, every single run is different. Every life is something different you can make out of it. There's the repeatability is I mean, come on. This is a brilliant game.
Yep. I agree.
Difficult and brutal, but just
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big learning curve, People come in all the time and say, I've just bought DayZ. What, and it's like, the answer 100% of the time is like, this is going to be the worst time of your life for like a month, but I promise you, stick with it. Like, I promise you, come back to me in a month.
Yeah.
Come back to me in a month. Played it. It's always worth it.
I tell people 500 hours is where then you get a pretty good grasp of the game.
It's fair. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you remember your first month, Danny? And did you ever come close to just cutting it?
Yeah. So yeah, I can. So, honestly, my first month, like my first stream, I had 200 hours in DayZ. So like I started off playing on my first ever like prop where I was like, I'm going to play on this server was I don't know why I didn't have any knowledge. Like I didn't know the different servers, but I spent a month playing Karma Crew Sakal, right?
That was your first.
Yeah. So, but I didn't know, like obviously I know how PvP heavy Karma Crew is now, and it makes sense now looking back why I was dying all the time. But I spent my first month of DayZ pre-streaming in like the Karma Crew open Discord servers. You can jump in like Survivor 1, Survivor 2. And boys, I'm telling you, it's the Wild West in there. It's the Wild West in those. Like, the way people say everyone should work a month in retail just to see what it's like, or a year in retail, sorry, just to see what it's like. Everyone who plays DayZ should spend a month in the Karma Crew servers, the open Discord, just to chalk it off, because it'll change you. It'll change you, boys, I'm telling you. Good, though. Good.
I think you're right. I think there's a danger for new DayZ players is they don't know what they don't know. And so you end up going into places where you're going to learn a lot, but also you're going to suffer a lot. And if you're not ready for the fact is you don't know how to make a fire, you're going to get camped at the well. People are going to betray you every 5 seconds.
Yep.
People aren't going to speak. People are going to run you over. People are going to steal your food. People are going to tie you up and say weird shit to you. That's just my weekends. But like, why, some people be like, what have I walked in on? Like, where's my development? But like, you've got to get past that stage and go, actually, now I'm starting to learn and do things. And if you do, then you fly. It's like, you still make mistakes. Don't get me wrong. I still do dumb shit all the time. But yeah, it's just, if you can make it through, like, was it 500 hours you think, Rakan?
Yeah, that's 500 hours is typically, I think you should have a pretty good grasp of the game and be able to know all the nuances that go on within it. Now, not everybody's doing their first 500 hours correctly, as in, are they using a mic? Some people don't. And you're not really experiencing the actual game the way you should, because that's the beauty of DayZ, is that the VoIP is those interactions. You have to have them.
Better with friends. That's why it won it. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you start playing DayZ on console, or was it straight to PC for you?
Yeah, so me and the boys used to play DayZ on console, and I have some videos that I might show them one day on stream, but like I was always, the way on the PlayStation you could save it, you could share it, and then upload it to YouTube, right? Like I have so many hilarious fucking videos, where we all have terrible mics, but it was all part of it, of just me and the boy like playing DayZ for the first time. It's chaos. It's chaos. Maybe one day I'll do something with them, but they're there just on an account. But yeah, no, absolutely. We started playing on PS4. I had maybe like, I want to say like we put in maybe like 200-300 hours, something like that, you know, nothing crazy. And we always definitely went back and forward to it because it was, you know, it's such a, at the start like that when you don't know where you're going and you know you're trying to comms would I survive and then you meet up and you're dead and the boys used to call me Richard Ashcroft because I would always be like walking down the street like red health, you know, in like Bittersweet Symphony in the video. So yeah, and it's still true to this day, unfortunately, on some runs. But that was always me. And but yeah, so started playing on console. But it's funny, you know, because nowadays if you play on PC, you obviously know the perils of what console is like, right? You know, it's obviously not as good of an experience as the PC version is. But if you don't know that, if you don't know what PC is like, and if that's all you know, then it's like, oh well, this is just DayZ, you know. So at the time, this would have been maybe like 5-6 years ago, something, maybe more actually. Whenever it came out on PS4, more or less, is when it was. But yeah, like great times, you know. And once you did meet up with someone, it was so good, you know. If you could get the run going, it was really great. But yeah, console was a blast for sure.
Have you thought about trying it back again?
No. Oh yes, I have, but it's a hard no. Yeah, I've thought about it. Went no way. Yeah, crazy.
Gunnar does it every Friday. He does a console stream.
Oh,
he's a madman.
How's that for you?
Rough, because I switch every month between Xbox and PlayStation, and I've never gamed on Xbox, and so I've only played on the Xbox. I played a bit of Madden occasionally, but
sure, yeah.
It's a very different setup to the PlayStation controller with where everything is. So because I switch every month, it just fucks my brain that first couple of runs. But you can feel, like, don't get me wrong, I do like it when you load in and you can see everyone around you because the graphics haven't rendered in.
Yep.
I agree a lot with the experience because you are missing out on lots of different things, obviously maps, modding, and all those really cool things that we can access as PC players. But I tell you what, I still finish a DayZ stream on a Friday, whether it's PlayStation or Xbox, and go, that was fun. Do you know, I had a lot of fun. Yeah. But it's like you say, I played with people mainly on PlayStation. I've not met anyone yet on Xbox who'll speak to me. It's all murder. But like those guys, they are still grinding out 3 or 4 years later when I first met them, and they love the game. Don't get me wrong, they love the features, but they still love it. And because they're not playing on PC, they still just love the flow of the game, the camaraderie, the teamwork, the shithousery.
That's DayZ.
But I do know that, you know, they do say to me occasionally, like, would you please just do more stuff with us? And it's like, I'd love to, but also I think I'd miss the PC. I only made the switch to PC literally just under 2 years ago.
Okay, nice.
And so, yeah, but there is so much to offer on console. It's just a little bit unloved sometimes, I think.
Yeah,
Gunnar,
I hear you.
Gunnar, have you noticed that every person that we've interviewed that's like a streamer has started on console and then they've switched to PC and started streaming.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of people out there. I think you're the only one only one that I really know of that has gone back to console to play it on a regular basis. I don't know if you know of any other ones, Gunnar, but I think you're pretty exclusive in that.
You came into my stream the other day and said I have to start playing it now on the Switch too. So
yeah, right.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm. How's that going to work?
That's going to be chaos.
Yeah. And then I'll have to big up the Sega Mega Drive, and who knows where we're going to next. But I don't know who anyone who's doing it. And I'm doing it because I love DayZ, but I'm also doing it because, you know, we're doing a podcast about DayZ, and so we want to kind of, whilst I'm not here to represent Xbox, I'm not saying that, I want to experience what the Xbox players are playing, what they're seeing, what they're experiencing. Luckily, I didn't come across any of the weirdness that came out with the last update where people were speed hacking even worse.
Skywalking.
It was just like a lot of the servers were really struggling. I didn't come across any of that, but Xbox at that point, I think they were just on their knees going, help us out here, you know?
Yeah. Tough.
But
how does that look?
Yeah, I don't think anyone is, you know.
How does that look to the DayZ community when we're when, since you brought it up, Gunnar, I didn't want to go there. When BI is concentrating on porting to Switch 2 and doing all these other things, but there are so many bugs in the game and so many things that they could be working on that we don't know if they're working on. They could be, but there's just no transparency on what they're actually doing. It's tough.
Yeah. It is tough, and I watched a Wobo video today, and I completely agree with them that like my fear, or this is what he was saying. Sorry, but he's totally right. The fear is that if Badlands comes out and Nasdara gets released, but they don't, it's released with the current state of the game, then new players are going to go, this sucks.
Yeah,
And it's not, and Badlands is going to get a bad rep. But even though it's nothing got to do with Badlands, but it's like it's the game itself. You know what I mean? And I think as a community, you know, we shoot ourselves in the foot, and I think it's fair to say because we're still going to play it. You know, like it's not like we're going to go on strike and go, oh well, I'm going to stream Tarkov for the next 6 months. You know, like we're still going to play the game. You know, warts and all, but that's sort of that's one of the things about DayZ really is, you know, it's, you sort of have to, you know what you're signing up for. You know what I mean? You know what you're, when you're logging in, you know that you're going to get DayZ'd at some point. It's going to happen, you know, it is going to happen. So, you know, here's to hoping that, you know, I know nothing about dev work or anything like that, but here's to hoping that they, you know, when Nasdara or Badlands rather does come out, that the base state of the game is in a better shape than it is at the minute, for sure.
And that's the worrying thing, is the new player base. I think that's what you kind of alluded to a little bit, is the new player base will be going, what is this game? You know.
So we'll see, especially when the Switch comes out. You know, that's going to be crazy. To be fair though, like the Switch, it doesn't sound like, from what I've seen of it, it doesn't sound like it's just going to be like a ported game that's like just a complete copy. I can't think of the name of the studio, but
they're reworking it.
Yeah, it's a rework. Yeah, like, you know, the Switch at the minute runs Cyberpunk, you know, so there is some hope for DayZ. And there is going to be, you know, like there's going to be touchscreen elements when you're in your inventory. They're going to have I don't know if you know how Switch 2 is going to work, but the little Joy-Cons or whatever kind of act like a mouse to an extent, I guess. So that, you know, it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. I hope it works out, you know, because the more eyes that get on DayZ, you know, the better.
Oh yeah, agreed. I mean, and if this is a means to an end, as in, you know, let the dev team make more money off of this so they can hire a bigger team to where they can develop a better code and do all that kind of stuff in the background to where we don't have these bugs, and that's fantastic. But you know, we'll see. Only time will tell.
For sure.
Hold on. Our conversation, you've touched on a lot of the questions that we were going to ask, so I'm trying to look through this. No, you're good. You're good. Okay, we talked about this a little bit before, but did you ever, if you couldn't do Citizen Danny, what name would you choose? If Citizen Danny wasn't on the table?
Oh God.
Was there ever a backup?
Oh. So, yeah, there was a backup. Yeah. It was the backup before. I guess it's the backup now, if you want to call it that. But I was initially I had this name, and it was Visible Below was the name of it. And it was meant to be like a sort of a spy branded sort of thing. I was just brainstorming. This is something that came out of it. I'm glad I didn't do that now, but yeah, that was it. I'm pretty sure I probably have the logo on my desktop somewhere still that I had for it. Luckily, that didn't get off the ground, because I fuck with the name Citizen Danny. I'm happy that I chose it.
That's good.
I think I wanted as well. I definitely wanted Danny in the name there somewhere. So yeah, I'm happy. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Great question.
So you're.
Are there any?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was about to ask that question. Go for it.
Is there any? So your in-game name is Bandage McGee?
Yeah. So I've had many names throughout my short time here, but I used to go by Brooks in game. I used to go by, and that came just from one of my friends that was in the chat early days. His surname is Brooks, and he was like, "You should tell me your name is Brooks," and that was it. And that was it for 6 months. That's some lore actually right there. It might be not a lot of people that know that. I Bandage McGee on the radios, 102.5 FM on day one. The mouse you can find Bandage McGee. Citizen Diesel. I was christened that recently by some lovely members of the collective. Yeah, we got a few. Yeah, for sure.
Does the in-game name ever change depending on how someone approaches you?
Yeah, so I generally, let me just preface it, I generally go by Danny, but it depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Sometimes I will say I will just say my name is Bandage McGee. I played Doug recently for the first time ever, and I was Bandage McGee. I don't even know how that name came up, to be honest with you. I probably just said it. I say so much garbage, but I probably just said it. But yeah. So I think Bandage McGee was just a brainchild of mine from somewhere, and then Citizen Diesel was it was actually Citizen Diesel was from Mr. Ronnie Z. I don't know if you boys know Ronnie, but dude is super funny. But it was him. I didn't know if he had a dream. I can't remember. But he said it to me one day. We were playing, and that sort of stuck from. This was recent, like maybe 2 months ago. But yeah, good times. Ronnie is a blast. He's super funny.
Do you have a moment that in your memory to where you were like, I need to share DayZ with people and stream it? Is there like a one defining thing? I mean,
I would say no.
You spoke about a bunch of, that you had a bunch of videos that you had that you were like, oh, these are amazing that you might share with your community one day. But was there?
Yeah.
Is there anything that's like, oh my God, this is the most amazing moment? Because I mean, we all have these. I mean,
Sure.
on a pretty regular basis. You know, I'm like, I play it. I'm like, oh my God, I got to share this with somebody because this is pretty amazing.
Absolutely. Do you mean like pre-streaming or like when I was streaming?
No, pre-streaming.
Pre-streaming. Not so much. It was just that I knew that, like, because I like to talk so much, I knew that I could use DayZ as a platform to just spew, you know what I mean? And it fits perfectly into that, it really does. Yeah, like I had so many good moments on console. I really did have so many good moments on console that I still have. And I do remember being like, if I ever was to sort of take the leap into streaming, which is a story in itself, I guess, which I can tell, I suppose. But I was like, yeah, let's do DayZ. So yeah, there was no specific moment, but I just sort of knew that DayZ was the one for me. Yeah.
Have you ever tried to explain what DayZ is to someone who's never seen or heard or?
Yeah, I have.
How does that go?
It's so the best way, honestly, is to say that it's like Warzone, but there's no circles, and there's no time limit, and there's no end until you die, and then you go back and do it again. That's what I found is the best way to. It's like a battle royale. It's just a battle royale without there's no end game. And like, someone who's never played DayZ.
Isn't that what DayZ was created to be, a battle royale, but just with zombies, right? Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's the best way to explain it. And I think that people, like, it's sort of hard because it's like, I guess non-DayZ watchers or players tune in and they go, "What am I watching? Like what's the goal here?" I'm like, there isn't. There might be one. You could be playing Deer Isle trying to do the quest or whatever you're doing, but generally speaking, it's like we're just sort of hanging out. We might kill some people. We might have to lock in a couple of times. We might try and do whatever it is that we're doing on that day. But yeah, no, it's tough. It's tough to explain sometimes if you don't know it, if you don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm going to out myself with a really terrible thing now. So when I first learned about what DayZ was, I took it so literally in that when you die, you start again. So I didn't know. And again, this goes back to DayZ people or anyone that they don't know what you don't know. So I start playing. I'd need to go and make some food. I'd need to go to the shop. I need to do anything. I didn't know you could log out and start back again. I would leave my guy stood somewhere under a bridge or in a room locked up or an apartment, hoping to God he'd still be alive when I came
Just
back.
left him.
Because I thought it's permadeath. You start again. And then when
Classic.
someone came in and said, by the way, you can just log out. I was like, oh, exit. And I was like,
Exit.
you dick. Because I thought exit meant dead. You would do start again.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, all of this nonsense crap I've collected, I'm going to lose. So yeah, the amount of times I come back and you'd be like, you are dead. And I'm like, oh, I was dead
Nightmare.
anyway. And this is again,
But that's it.
you don't know what you don't know. And I'm obviously
Exactly.
learned that.
Yeah.
And, but yeah,
That-
Know what you don't know.
But that's the beauty of
I thought I'd throw that
DayZ
out
is
there,
that
you know?
there's no
yeah.
tutorial. They don't teach you how to do anything. No, don't teach you how to do mechanics. You jump in, you've never seen it before, never played it. You have no
Yep.
idea what's going on.
Zero. Yeah. Zero.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like I remember when DayZ went on the PlayStation Plus games a couple, like maybe like 6 or 8 months ago. I purposely didn't say 6, 7 there. I hope you caught that one. 6 or 8 months ago, maybe. And I remember Marx did a video and I was like, I'm so glad he's made that. Cause it was like, hi, I'm like, this is what this game is. You know, go download it for free and enjoy your friends and enjoy it
Mhm.
with your friends. And I was so glad he did that. I was so glad he did that. Because I can only imagine what Kamishovo was like for that sort of 3 to 6 month period when people decided that they wanted to play DayZ when it was free on PlayStation. Because that's hell at the best of times. But I can only imagine all those official servers on console.
It was fun. It was fun because you know what I did? I went and I watched those streamers play DayZ for the very first time on PlayStation, and they were new to streaming as well.
Mhm.
And it's like, you know, they're freaking out trying to figure out what to
Yeah.
do. And then, you know, you do a little bit of backseat driving and you know, you're trying to help them out. You don't want to help them out too much because it's let them figure out the game. But
Sure.
it was pretty, I mean, it was like me reliving my first days in DayZ. You know,
Yeah.
I'm scared shitless. Don't know why I'm dying. Don't know how to bandage. Don't know what to do, period. Or even how to block, really. You're just kind of just like
Mhm.
fisting zombies.
Don't realize you're
just-
bleeding. It's like, why am I dead?
Yeah.
Yeah. Been there recently.
I'm going to hijack question 13 for a minute, though.
Okay.
So if you could pick any city or town on any map, where do you think IRL Danny could survive in a DayZ apocalypse?
Oh, great question. Holy. Let me see.
Do you have a
let me
favorite
see.
place?
Do I have a favorite place in all of DayZ? I really like Haruki and Hashima, the city that's there. Could I survive there? I think so. I think I could get around. I'm pretty sure it's called Haruki, like the main city
Yeah,
in
Haruki.
Hashima, like the first city. Yeah. So I love Hashima. Hashima was the first real, like once I moved on from like when I was streaming, let's say, once I moved on from the Camera Crew days, it was Hashima that I played for a long time because it was just out, and that's what everyone was playing, so I jumped on. So I have a lot of love for Hashima. But yeah, probably I would say Haruka. I think it's so nice. Hashima is such a lovely map. Like it's, you know, you look at all the high-rise buildings and all the big, you know, the artwork that's there, like on the side, like it's so nice. It's so nice. I have a lot of love for Deer Isle as well. You know, shout out Big Johnny McLean has done such a good job and continues to do such a good job on it. And it's you know, that map. Every time I log on and you know there's the sunrise or the sunset, and it's like, man, this is so nice. This is just, you know, this is great. It's good times. Yeah. Well, I would say Haruki if I had to answer.
Deer Isle has so many, like you can discover so much. There's so many new places that you don't know that exist if you're just playing the straight game, but
Yeah.
that he's hidden. You know, I accidentally stumbled in a castle and like I saw there was like a pit in the middle of a castle and I was like, whoa, what is this? Let me go jump down. And I continued to jump further and further down. And I was like, where the hell am I going?
Keeps going. Yeah.
And then there's
Not a lot of people know about that.
Yeah. And I was like, and then I figured out a way to get out because I was like, oh shit, how am I going to get back out? But you know, it was pretty awesome that there's the discoverability of new places that some guy spent thousands of hours to create these little gems, these little spots that you can find out. It's amazing.
Yep.
Genius level.
It really is. Yeah. I mean, the work that's gone into that map, and this is it. Like, you know, it's people like Johnny McClane and you know, all the other insert map maker here that
Mhm.
you know, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation if it wasn't for them. You know, and these are
Mhm.
you know, like I don't know if DayZ would have survived. I can
No.
probably hazard a guess. Yeah. You know, if it wasn't for you know people that are literally just putting in their free, you know, it's a hobby and off the back of their hobby spawns this, you know, and it's yes, very grateful for anyone that's put any sort of time into any of the community side of things and like you boys and anyone at all that tries to do anything that's you know for the love of the game is what it is.
Yeah,
That's really
yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
We've had
We've spent a
opportunity
lot of time. Yeah.
we've had opportunity to have God, I had a brain fart. Gunnar, help me out.
Well, we've had the guys from Hard Home, Evil Lindsay, OGT. You had Red Hunter,
Red Hunter is what
Amy.
I was looking for.
Yep.
We've
Red
we've
Hun-
always kind of been the championing people who are out there just making a difference, because I think you were 100% right. Without those people doing what they do, goodwill. DayZ, in a sense, is built on goodwill. And without those being the backbone, the heartbeat, then us as players would still be, well, might not even be even here doing this.
Agreed. Yeah. 100%.
But so what you're going to talk about, because I know Hunter's got all sorts. He's got Valsk Island. He's got another New York
Yeah.
coming. He's got an update of Siberia.
Yeah. Hunter on. So funny enough, I played Siberia recently when the new version of it came out, and this is gas actually because so Ireland is in Siberia, and Hunter didn't realize it. So the map that's at the island that's at the top left of the Siberia map is the outline of Ireland, and I made a whole thing of trying to get there. And Hunter came into my chat when I was playing, and he didn't realize it was Ireland, whatever way it was done, you know. And I was so excited, and it was a whole thing. So I was very pleased when that was in there. And I never got there because I kept dying. But I will make it there one day. I haven't played Siberia since, but yeah, I was buzzing when that came in.
Yeah,
I don't know how he does it. Sorry, man. Go on.
No, he was a very interesting conversation. Just his thought process and his creative process to making a map, and what goes into it is pretty impressive. And bravo to all those people who can have that brain capacity.
Yeah, I was having this chat with Southside Role Player last night on history.
Oh yeah,
and we were talking about how not just Red, because everyone puts the maps together, but just how visually beautiful some of the maps are. Like,
crazy.
Yeah, we're running around chasing zombies, but sometimes you're just running around, you're running through these mountain passes and all sorts. You've got this beautiful sky, and you're like, "Fuck, this is nice."
Yeah,
and then
it's insane.
Someone snipes you from 300 meters.
Oh
But,
yeah.
Just as you start admiring the view, you take a bullet to the dome. But yeah, some of the maps is like just visually beautiful maps, and the painstaking time they put into putting everything there. It's not just a case of
Yeah,
it's actually, and like, I'm not just picking on Red, but he builds a story into his maps,
Sure.
and you're like, that is just incredible. The thought process, it's not just a case of creating an open playing field for us all to kick the shit out of each other on.
No.
And again, big respect, because it's something that people have said, "Oh, would you want to host your own server or to get to that?" I'm like, I ain't got a fucking clue. These are some incredible people out there doing it. Let them do that. I'm just the monkey with the gun.
Leave it to the experts. Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Same boat. Absolutely. Yeah. 100%.
Danny, we're going to switch gears a little bit. I've noticed, we've kind of touched on a little bit, that you entirely play DayZ. But the other night, you were playing something else, a different game.
Oh, yeah.
Is there, are you trying to slip other games in? Are you trying to do changes of pace? Or is this just something that you wanted just to try?
So we were playing Mecha Chameleon, which just came out the other day, actually. And it's basically like a hide and seek game, except it's like hide and seek, but it has it's like prop hunt, right? I mean, everyone knows prop hunt. If you don't know prop hunt, it's like there's like a hunter, and then there's the people who hide. And traditional prop hunt, you would be a pair of sunglasses or whatever, and you would go and try and hide, and you could change from sunglasses to a can of drink, or a sofa or whatever, right? But in this one, everyone is a character, and you can draw on them. So your little character he's just all white, and you would go and jump onto the wall behind you, and you would try and like you got to paint the character to match the wall, and then the people would try and come and find you. I was only playing that because I was asked to play it. There was some friends playing it, and it was on late, but I was like, let's do it because I knew it was gonna be a good time. So, but it was hilarious. It was so fun. I think everyone enjoyed it as well. It was like a 2.5 hour stream. It was just like chaos from start to finish. Yeah, it was a good time. It wasn't planned. I was asked to play, and I delighted. I said yeah because it was funny, very funny.
I have, as of late, I mean, because before it's all I ever played was DayZ, right? I'm not playing anything else. I don't know why. Just DayZ's it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a good change of pace for me and my mental whatever to play other games, just to play something for fun with some homies and have a great time.
Sure.
So, I don't know. I recommend it. Try something else just for a night here and there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I don't get a lot of time to play off stream, and in fact, I get no time to play off stream. But between the million things that you have to sort of do, but I do wish, like I'm always doing something. I'm so like I hate being idle. I don't like I'm always doing something. Even when you're sitting on the couch, there's always something going on in my brain. But I wish there was more hours in the day. I'm one of those sort of people where I would take 2 days in one every day of the week if I could, just to do more stuff. And yeah, like a part of me does miss, because I played COD for so long. A part of me does miss that the sort of what's the word? I guess the excitement. Not that DayZ isn't exciting, because Christ it is, but the constantness, I guess, of a game like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the future we'll branch it. Like I've played Tarkov in the last 6 months or so. That game is a lot of fun. Big lover, garbage at it, by the way, absolutely garbage. But it's a great game. It's a great game. I think ideally I would like to play other games for sure. But DayZ is just, I love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, a lot of people call, you get the comments, you read Reddit or wherever you go, DayZ's a dead game, right? I don't believe that it is. There's more players playing DayZ now than there arguably has ever been, right? What's the hardest part about growing your channel around DayZ?
The hardest part about growing my channel around DayZ is that I think you can limit yourself for sure, because there's a different type of viewer, right? For everything. There's some people that will only, and like no right or no wrong, you do whatever you want, people can watch whatever and that's the beauty of it. You have so much choice as a viewer, right? But you can go and watch someone who's who's really, really funny, and all they do is just fuck around all the time. Or you can switch streams and you can go and watch someone who's like super serious. Let's get 50 kills in this 12-hour stream sort of thing. Or you can get someone who's in between. And I think like there's a lot of, I guess, sort of personally speaking, I suppose, there's a lot of DayZ people who are there's a lot of us, right? There's a lot of us is what I'm trying to say. And there's DayZ on average has maybe 6,000 to 8,000 viewers on Twitch. If Summit is playing, it's going to have 20.
Yeah.
But on an average Tuesday evening, when it's the people who normally stream DayZ, you're looking at 6 to 8, sometimes even less. So I feel like there's a lot of people for not a lot of the other, if that makes sense. So you're always sort of, it's different strokes for different folks is really what DayZ is. And it's you have to find the middle ground somewhere. If you're not as gifted at the game, you look at someone like Floors, who's an incredible player, and will literally never die in an 8-hour run. If you look at someone like there's such a, I feel like people either like watching that or like watching the complete opposite, and getting the middle ground, which is kind of where I sit, if I'm completely honest. It is where, like, I feel like that can be a tough space to be in sometimes, but that's where you gotta, you just gotta keep going, and at the end of the day, I'm going to be there anyway, so it is what it is.
It's funny because I saw like a little clip of Shroud talking about I mean he's an incredible player, right? Everybody knows Shroud,
Yeah.
right? Talking about streaming and you know his disconnect, and I've noticed it from watching his streams, his disconnect to the actual chat and to people that are chatting. I know it's impossible because he has like 20,000 people talking at one time.
Crazy.
But he said verbally out loud, I really don't care what you think, you know, to his chat. He's like, I really don't give a shit while you're here. I mean, you're here for a reason, and that's to watch me dominate the game, right? But I am drawn personally to more of the streamer who goes into the experience of DayZ as in, let's see what the adventure happens. I have no necessary goal in mind. I'm here to go and have an experience, and I want to share the experience with you. And with you, I mean, as in the people that are watching, that are viewing in the chat, and let's go and do this together.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Absolutely. You know, because like DayZ is a niche game. You know, it's not a Warzone. It's not a Fortnite. It's not an Ark Raiders. It potentially probably never will be. You know, maybe unless DayZ 2 blows everyone out of the water. But like, you know, you're always sort of, I suppose speaking as a creator, I guess you're always, you know, if you look at the Jinxies of the world and the Burnt Peanuts of the world, you know, unless you have, you know, them boys could play anything at all. And it happened with the Hutch server recently, right? I mean, there was 50,000 people watching DayZ, and that's so good to have so many eyeballs on the game. And I can only imagine how many new players that sort of brought into, you know, brought to the million servers that are out there, you know. So exposure like that is only ever good. You know, there's no bad exposure in that sense, I guess. But yeah, you're always sort of, you know, you're looking to do sort of well within the parameters of DayZ, if that makes sense. You're muted, I think.
You're muted, Gunnar.
Not trolling.
No.
There you go.
It's because my dog Busby was giving it large out the window a minute ago, and I thought I'd best just dumb him down. So I popped into stream the other night, and it was chaotic. It was fun. You were on the side of the mouse, freezing your tits off, but also still engaging with chat and all of these amazing things that were keeping people entertained, but also still playing the game to a good level.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any moments where you think, oh my God, that was incredible? A streaming moment that stands out as just the funniest or the best bit of gameplay? Does anything stand out to you?
Yeah, for sure. So like, I'm very grateful for anyone that watches anything I do. And I feel so bad missing a chat. I do pride myself on reading absolutely everybody, anything that's in there. I will often tab out when I shouldn't tab out, because I'm like, I mentally read something 10 minutes ago and something is just after popping it up in my head, and I'll just tab out and scroll back and find it. And sometimes I find it, sometimes you don't. But I'm so grateful for anyone that watches. And just to, I suppose that does, that sort of, I think that sort of built me as who I am as a creator and a DayZ player, I suppose, because I've learned to just, that is just sort of part of what it is of watching me, I suppose, you know. And it's sometimes I make a dumb mistake because I'm reading things but I don't hate myself for it, because I would rather read what someone is trying to say than miss the kind of food that I've been looking for 45 minutes on the ground. You know what I mean? So, but in terms of, I remember one time, one of my like best PvP moments, I suppose, where I was like, holy shit. It was on Deer Isle, and I was on the night before, and I was starving. There's a town that I can't remember the name of. And it's a little fishing village that's just across from the Arctic. It's literally directly across from it. And it's just like a small little fishing village that's there at the edge of Deer Isle. I'll never remember the name of it. But I logged off there and it was late, and I was like, all right, boys, I'm starving. I'll look for food tomorrow. Grand. And then tomorrow came and I was on, and like, I think like 8 minutes into me playing DayZ, I was in the fish. I was like trying to do a fire or whatever in the little fishing hut that's there, and a boat of 4 gear, like juiced, like guys came up, full squad, and I killed every single one of them, boys. Finished, all of them dead. And after it, I was like, I cannot believe I've just done that. It was insane. I'll never top it. I'll never ever top it. It was fantastic. It was peak Danny, to be fair. I fear I peaked way too early on that. But I remember being after, like, I can't believe I just killed all those. But that's definitely up there for me for sure. That was because it doesn't happen very often, but it does. When it does, it's magic. It's magic for sure. That was it. That would be my answer. Yeah.
There's some moments, aren't there, that you just think, I can't get any better than this. I probably need to end it now. So how do people react in your world to the title streamer? So like friends, family, how do they react to a title streamer?
I have a great family, to be fair. They're all, I have a fantastic family. And it's really cool. Everyone's buzzing for it. You know what I mean? My family watch all the time, probably watching right now. And I couldn't have had more support if I tried. Work wise, there's without sort of going into that, but there's a couple of people who know, but not everyone. And it's not that it's just like, if they find out, great. If not, you know what workplaces are like, And so there's a couple of people that know that I'd be close with, and if the rest of them find out, great. If they don't, then cool. But yeah, no, I've zero complaints. Everyone is, and even from when I started, that was always the way. Right when there was nobody watching, they were the people there that were, they were watching. So and they're still watching, a lot of them. So it's very, very cool. Yeah, I couldn't be more thankful for, because I can only imagine what it must be like. And I really can only imagine, because I haven't had this experience, but if someone is starting to stream or whatever, or it's tough to put yourself out there, boys. It really is. But I can only imagine what it's like where I'm from as well. It's a small town, relatively speaking to the rest of the world. It's, for Ireland, it's fine, but for the rest of the world, it's tiny. And it's hard, it's tough to put yourself out there, but you kind of have to, you either want to do it or you don't, sort of thing. And, the fear of, you'd rather X amount of people watching you through your screen in your room than one person saying it to you, well, is this you in real life? It's crazy, it's mad. But very grateful for the support I've had from friends and family, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
I've noticed you play a lot of Namalsk lately.
Yeah.
You're on the Namalsk kick. What is there a specific like map or play style that defines what you are looking for in your DayZ experience right now, or is Namalsk the one? The chaos, the suffering.
I have a love-hate relationship with Namalsk. I think everyone does. I go through periods of, like, I couldn't think of anything I would rather, the least, it hasn't even made the list of maps I would rather not play sometimes. But then there's times like now where I'm like, let's go. I'm so excited to log in. I think a lot of it depends as well on who you're playing with. Like, I'm very grateful to have made a lot of insanely talented creators and DayZ players in my time here so far. And it depends on sort of who you're playing with. Some people are on an Namalsk buzz, and it's nice to jump on that train at the same time as well. But yet Namalsk, when it's great, it's fantastic. When it's not great, boys, there's nowhere else I'd rather not be. You know what I mean? But it does have the best of both worlds at times, especially like, when you look at the chaos that happens in Jalavisco and like the barns there, it's such a communal place almost, it really is. And that sort of definitely allows me to the tomfoolery to come in, if because there's so many people there all the time, especially when the servers are hopping like they have been recently. And then you can go south, and you can go like it was the other day. It's like, this is so tense, and then you get one tapped and you do it all over again. But it has the best of both worlds. It really does. I think it was Sumrak has made Namalsk such a good job on it. Crazy. If that's what I think it was Sumrak.
Yeah, Sumrak,
right? Yeah. Yeah, and like Bubson does the soundtrack, crazy. Incredible. So yeah, like Namalsk definitely lets me be the version of me that I like on DayZ, but also the version of me that I don't like. So it's a bit of a two-sided coin. But yeah, it's the mask is fantastic. It really is.
I've heard Sour recently say that that Namalsk is different. The player base there is different than what it used to be, and he feels like it's not as lack of a better term, as fun as it used to be. I guess there's a different player style that's going on Namalsk. As
Sure.
as DayZ as a whole, what do you think about the community from when you started to now? As in, has it been like the player style, like how they're the approach of other players that you encounter in game?
See, I'm a bit of a different case, I guess, because so people have been playing who have thousands and of thousands of hours in DayZ have a lot of scar tissue, right?
Mm.
And they can revert back to so many instances, I guess. But I have not, and you're probably the same, Gunner, right? Where there's no real scar tissue there as such. There's not deep scar tissue anyway, right?
Mhm.
But so I'm grateful for that still, where I'm still in, just brushing over the 2,000 hour mark. I'm still grateful for like I guess scar tissue is the right word, where I don't really have any of the prior experiences that someone like a Sour of the world would have had. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, I think in terms of what I've noticed since I've sort of started, I guess, is that like there's definitely I feel like there's a lot more, and this could be wrong. This could be wrong, but I feel like there's a lot more serious players on DayZ now than there was in terms of creators, of course, than there was before. That might not be true. That it could be the opposite, but that's just kind of what I've noticed. And I feel like in
Mhm.
terms of where DayZ content is going, I feel like there's a lot more people watching serious DayZ content than there is unserious,
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's the beauty of DayZ again. You can watch whatever you want. There's so many instances of it. You can, even as a player, you can run in and play the most hardcore server you've ever played in your life, or you can go in and dress as a Power Ranger or a pink Easter bunny, and there's no one can tell you you're wrong. You know what I mean? Because it's whatever you want the game to be. But I think, not to tangent off too much, but I do think there's a more serious player base in the last 12 months or so, from what I've noticed. I think a big part of that, to be fair, is probably the reintroduction of the new Deer Isle quest, right? The 6.0. I think that definitely had a big part to play in it. And because everyone, like, I mean, you were around for that. It was only a couple of months ago. That was crazy. I
Mm.
mean, you couldn't get into a Deer Isle server. It was just like it was
Yeah.
a quest. It was just mental. It was mental. People had stashes everywhere. No one wanted. Everyone that was on the server was just there to do the quest, which was class. And I mean, the fact that that's in DayZ is nuts, right? I mean, we've all seen Endgame by now. It's crazy.
Mhm.
And so yeah, that definitely probably had a big part to play in it. But yeah, that would be my take on what things. I don't know, will that stay like that in the future? I think potentially you call it Nasdara, but Badlands is, will have some impact on that, I think, for sure. Especially with those mechanics that are potentially coming into, or that
Mhm.
are coming into it. So we'll
It's gonna be
see.
hard.
We'll see. Hmm.
What are your when you first hear someone say friendly? What are your first thoughts?
Oh God, it's probably my first thoughts. Yeah, because they're probably lying. They're probably lying, boys. Let's call a spade a spade. Yeah, that has not been my experience, or that has been my experience, where it's like a friendly, and then you're dead. Uh,
Fair
is what
enough.
it is. That's DayZ. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. It's part of the
Uh-huh.
game.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I should choose my words a bit more carefully here, but I'm not. So, like, let's touch upon your community for a minute.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
How has that developed over time? Have they become more rougher with you? Do they know when to be gentle, when to put the arm around you, or when to just purely bully you for the entire 5, 6, 7 hours? How has that developed over time?
So I think
I'm not saying name
definitely.
names, though.
No, I won't. I won't. But you know, I don't have to name names at this point, boys. So yeah, no, like let me just stress again. Like my community is fucking great. They're incredible. It's insane. And they definitely know when to lay it on thick for sure. You know, we don't need to name any names, but they know when to lay it on thick. That's definitely for sure. But everyone in there is just everyone is so cool. They really really are. You know, they know when to give me shtick when it's warranted, which is a lot of the time, and they know when to nod as well. And it's you know it's developing. We're growing for sure. You know, the collective is growing, and it's so cool. Like it really is. Like I remember, I'll share this, I guess, but I remember. So I have an emote it says big TV. That's the emote. Because like I always, if anyone has like the stream up on a television, I'm always like posting Discord, I pull it up, and that's to me. I remember the first time that happened, and that's just so cool. Like the fact that someone has you on their, and this goes for, you know, all creators. The fact that someone has you on their telly in their sitting room is mental. It's mental. It's crazy. Do you know, because you know, I was born in 95, so I'm sort of from the generation where I can remember pre-internet, but then grew up with the internet as well. But like the telly was like Futurama at 5:30 and Simpsons at 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? And that was on the telly in the sitting room, and that was it. And then you go to bed. And sometimes you get a double bill of The Simpsons, and it was fantastic. You get to stay up, you know, later. But like, you know, for someone to be part of someone's, I guess, without sounding weird about it, but I'm trying to be genuinely to be part of someone's day like that, where they're like, let's stick them on the telly. Is class, boys. It's unreal. Like it's insane, and I'm so fucking grateful. It's so cool. The coolest thing in the world, hands down. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And that's kind of that's what YouTube is kind of moving towards now, as in they want to treat streamers and content creation and video games, whatever it is, as an entertainment for your television. That's their whole rebranding of everything with YouTube. It's not just, hey, let's watch a funny video of somebody teaching you something or doing whatever. Yeah. This is an entertainment thing. So you know, I mean, it is huge. Absolutely, man. It's awesome.
It is, and like that's why I think, you know, if anyone's like, multi-streaming is so important. It's so important to do. Like I have a lot of, like I know for a fact there's quite a few people who, so because the quality on YouTube is so much better than it is on Twitch, there's a lot of people who will put YouTube on the telly and then have the Twitch chat on their phone, you know, and that's such a good combo. Like the quality on Twitch is infinitely better, or on YouTube, apologies, is so much better. And I wish Twitch would get their act together. Even the 2K on Twitch is just because we play DayZ, and you look at one leaf and it turns into a blur. You know what I mean? Your webcam and everything, and there's nothing you can do about it. It just sort of is what it is. But it's so much better on YouTube, and but you know, we have the freedom of choice to do that, and it's fantastic that that's an option for everyone to have. And you know, maybe one day Twitch will get their act together and they'll draw some of the viewers back from YouTube. But until then, you know, it's definitely a good way to go about it for sure.
Aren't on Twitch you have to be, don't they allow more bit rate for like certain streamer, a certain level of streamer? Am I mistaken?
So my understanding is if you're partner on Twitch, then you have access to more servers, but not necessarily more bitrate. I'm open to being wrong as always, but that's always been my understanding. Like you have to sign up to stream in 2K, but the 2K, the 1440p on YouTube versus Twitch is night and day still.
Oh yeah, right.
Because like on YouTube, I don't know what the cap is, but like my output to YouTube is 30,000. That's the bitrate. And on Twitch, it's 7,500.
I don't think there is a cap on YouTube for bitrate.
There might not be. Yeah, there might not be.
It's whatever your system can
so
put
the difference
out.
there is crazy. Sure, yeah. So you know, maybe one day we'll get that off Twitch, but until then, we'll keep going.
We know DayZ evokes all sorts of emotions and feelings, and it provides such a big boost of people's kind of mental health and all these amazing things. But kind of, do you feel that you're quite absorbed into DayZ now that you've started having DayZ related dreams?
Where
we go.
Yeah, look, Daisy is a big part of my life now, for sure. It is.
Mhm.
It is. It really, really is. I've definitely, I've had some, no, with just like Daisy has been in my dreams a few times. It absolutely has. But how could it not? Like your whole, I'm trying to, you're building a brand around playing one game. How could it not?
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's only natural. I think it's only natural. But I've completely forgotten the question you actually asked there. That threw me. That threw me. That really did. Could you give me that again? Sorry, I'm so sorry. I knew that would happen at least once.
Danny, what kind of Daisy dreams are you having, sir?
Next
Tell
question.
us now.
Nothing weird.
Things have
Nothing
happened.
weird, boys. Yeah, things have happened. Things have happened. For
Things
sure.
have happened in that mustache house.
Yeah. Oh God, Jesus Christ.
So, given the chance, who would you most like to stream with?
That you don't already or have not?
Yeah.
I don't already or have not. Oh, I've been very fortunate. Let me preface it with this: to have, without going into like say names or anything, but I've been very, very fortunate to have played with a lot of people who I watched sort of as I was getting into the scene, and then as I started streaming, and I've had a lot of full circle moments. Where I was like, this is so cool that this is happening. So grateful for it. I suppose, you mean just like DayZ streamers or anyone?
Daisy.
Just DayZ? Okay. Oh God. I think playing with Sour would be fantastic. I mean, like, we don't need words for him, right? It's yeah. We don't need. I don't need to explain it, but that would be very, very cool. Yeah, I've been very. I feel very fortunate to have like I said, I've had several full circle moments in the last 12 months or so where I was like, this is crazy that this is happening. But it is. So you kind of you got to live in the moment and do it. But yeah, I would say Mr. Sour Sweet, of course, just because, I think anyone that watches DayZ would be lying if they said that they haven't fallen asleep to several of his videos over the last couple of years, not because they're not entertaining, but because it's perfect, right? The content he makes is just, you can only ever strive to it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, big fan for sure.
I saw a video, long form video that you did. I think it was the Deadline server.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, just the names that you were running with there. I don't know if that was pre-planned or if that was just organic team up. But I mean, you had what? You had Happy Bombs, I think, and then Hey Barnby on that.
Yeah, so that was so they're without meant, they were some of the people I was referring to before, for sure. HB wasn't there, but I don't know him personally, to be fair, but like there was that was the first time I'd met Barnby. And he actually wasn't with the group initially, and that wasn't a planned run. I was on my own that day, and I ran into I knew everyone that was there, and we ended up going on a run. I played with them obviously several times before, and grateful to have them as friends, absolutely. But that was, that sort of answers the question, really. I've had so many moments where I was like, this is crazy, because I'm still, I still sort of, relatively speaking, I can remember not streaming like it was yesterday. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's so cool, so cool to have times like that happen, and very grateful for the friends that I've met in the last 12 months or so, and for the people that I play with. It's so cool, and it doesn't go over my head. It absolutely doesn't. Very cool. Very cool.
Looks like we lost Gunnar for the moment.
Yeah, he's after the dog again.
Yeah, I'm sure. Where were we? Where do you want to see Citizen Danny a year from now? What's your vision? A year from now. So where do you see Citizen Danny being?
Yeah, so June 2027. I would definitely. So for context, I'm glad you asked it. So I was in a job for 8 years, and I left it recent. I've told this on stream. I left it recently in the last 3 months or so, because it was taking up all my life. And I left it for a job that was more sort of like the hours, the hours you're doing, and that was sort of it. So I could focus more on Citizen Danny, I guess, if you want to put it that way. And I think a year from now, I would love to definitely be able to either drop my full-time job to part-time, or get a part-time job and be in a position to where Citizen Danny, I guess, could be, a viable option. Do you know what I mean? For sure. And I'm definitely very, I'm certainly, we're making headway towards it for sure. Absolutely. But that, if, in a year from now, that's the goal. Yeah. I think, like when I started streaming, so to be honest, like it's sort of crazy that I'm even here, because when I was deciding, when I was like, all right, like, should I stream or should I not? It could have went the other way. I was at like a definite crossroads where I was like, I'm either gonna, and I had the conversation. I was like, I'm either gonna stop playing games altogether now, or I'm gonna do the opposite. And that's really where I was, like, dead ass. That's where I was at. And in the back of my mind, I was sort of like, I've never really, like, all these hours I've put in over the years, I've never tried to do what I'm doing now, and I always felt like there might have been a small bit of regret there if I didn't do it. I didn't have a PC at the time, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. So I gave myself sort of a year. I was like, let's just see what happens in a year, and that's sort of passed now. Because you just don't know when you start streaming, boys. And people could think you're an idiot, or people think you're an idiot and not watch yet. Everyone thinks I'm an idiot, and anyway, and that's totally okay. I'm on board with that. But the bad kind, and but I don't think that has been the reality so far, and I'm very grateful for it. And but it could have gone the other way. And I said, I was like, I'm going to give myself a year and see what happens. And the year passed, and here I am still. But another year from now would be what I'd be. That's where my head's at. That's definitely where my head's at. I'd be lying if it wasn't. Yeah.
Any advice that you can give to somebody who's thinking about streaming?
Yes. Make sure that you have a good microphone, because no one wants to listen to a garbage microphone. It doesn't have to be €1 million. It doesn't have to be, but I think that's a number one thing, especially if you're playing DayZ, because there's a lot of streamers that don't have a camera. I didn't start with my camera on. There's some lore. And I only turned it on in, I think, maybe like November, something like that. Just gone. So yeah, that's it. Like, you gotta have a nice mic. That's like a non-negotiable. You gotta have a legible microphone.
I think a lot of it is settings too. People don't understand what the settings in for your microphone.
Big time.
Yeah, I mean, to dial in that voice, because you don't have to have an incredible mic to do it. You just got to sound like they can understand you.
100%. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like, this mic, like, I have the Rode Pod mic. That's what I have, and that's a relatively it's €100. You know what I mean? Like, relative obviously that's a lot of money still, but like, compared to the €500 that you can spend on the SM7B or whatever that crazy money. And big shout out to, not a sponsor, Elgato, because the wavelength system changed my life. It really did. The settings that they have on anyone that's watched my stream, every half an hour, I'm like, I need to do a toilet check, because when I turn off the settings, which I won't do now, I'll save everyone's ears. And that's what I'm constantly checking that when I'm looking up here to see that the settings, because sometimes they do disappear. And I don't notice it till 4 hours into the stream, but they'll turn off. And if you don't have like an acoustically sound room like I do, mine is not, it's terrible. But my mic would not sound as the way it does without that, for sure. So yeah. And it's free. It's free. You got to buy the Wave XLR, but you need an XLR input if you're gonna have an XLR mic anyway, so you might as well buy it. So yeah, that's gotta have a good mic, non-negotiable. Yeah, everything else you can dial in after.
So I choose my words carefully again. Not really. Fantasy dinner party. 3 people from the world of DayZ. Who are you inviting?
Okay. But Mr. Ronnie Z has got to be there for sure. It's like, we probably wouldn't eat any food, but it would just be, it would go cold from laughing, right? So he's got to be there. I I would also pick Senny because we're the three of us together. We have such a good time. Shout out the Chaos crew. We play most Saturdays. Such a good time. So definitely those. You said three, right? Three.
Yeah.
3 people. One more, I suppose. Who else would I pick? From the DayZ community. Damn. I feel like I would pick HB just because I don't know him, but I would love to pick his brains. I feel like that man has so much knowledge. That, you know, because I listened to his podcast on Friendly DayZ podcast, and like the stories that he told on there and stuff that you would never know, and he just sounds like he's a wealth of information, you know what I mean? And even the stuff that, you know, he told about the branding side of things that I'd have no idea about from just watching, you know, the fact that he does, or he used to do all that kind of thing is so cool to me. Like I'm really like, I'm big on branding. I feel like it's, you can do what's the phrase? You can do a lot with a little, if you know what I mean. Like a little definitely goes a long way. But it makes a difference. I feel like it definitely makes a difference. And yeah, I would put him there just because I'd like to pick his brains for sure. I'd like to pick his brains. That would be cool. That would be a sick dinner party. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Happy Bombs has his shit together. Most definitely.
Yep. And like Zero servers speak for themselves, you know, insane work that the boys over there do. So yeah, grateful for those.
If you were to add anything to the game, what would you add? As in, like a real life item, something that should be in something that should be in DayZ that isn't.
I really like the idea that PUBG have of the energy drink. You know, like it doesn't just give you hydration. You know, you can find a can of Celsius in there and it, you know, it or whatever, Red Bull, whatever you're drinking, and you get almost like a stat, like your, what's it called, oh my god, I can't believe I can't think of the name of it, like this, the stamina boost pen, whatever the fuck it is that you got. I'm drawing a blank. Neppy, thank you. Yeah, like almost like that, but it's a can and you can save them. I feel like that's a no-brainer.
I feel like there's a mod out there that does that. I don't know if it's like the Intend servers or whatnot, to where you find like a Coca-Cola gives you like a little bit of the caffeine boost. I think there is.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe I dreamt it. I don't know.
We're going back to that conversation again. Yeah. I think it should be an official. I think it's a no-brainer. Like it makes a lot of sense. It's like, it's probably in the files there somewhere. Maybe, you know, it was in PUBG. And I think it's currently in there. So I think it's a no-brainer. That should be in it. Also, what should be an official is so when something is frozen, you can defrost it with the gas canister, you know, and the, you know what I'm talking about? You can defrost it. A blowtorch, yeah. Not an official. Why? It absolutely needs to be. Absolutely needs to be. Yeah. You know, you can do it in a pick. It takes 2 seconds. Well, it takes, you know, 10 seconds to do it. You don't have to build a fire. Sure, you got to carry around it, but that's you know, you got to make space in your inventories for something. So yeah, I think that should be an official for sure as well. But definitely the energy drinks. I've always been I think it's a no-brainer. Yeah, needs to be in there. Needs to be in there.
How does the thirst noise sit with you?
When he smacks his lips, I don't hate it. I don't hate it, because I've a bit of a I guess reputation as being the most hydrated man on any server, and anyone that's watched me for any length of time will know that I spend a copious amount of time at wells. But there's a reason. So there's so many variables in DayZ, so many. The whole game is a variable, but there's certain things that are constants, and though one of those things is a well. The wells don't move; they're in the same place every time. So why should you suffer from dehydration when you can sit at a well for 10 minutes, fill your stomach, let it go down, go loot a house, come back to it, same well, nobody cares, let it fill again, and you know you're leaving the spawn with your bottle in the bottom right hand corner is tip top Magoo, as Joey Diaz would say. You know, it's right up there, you know, and you don't have to worry about hydration for ages. You're going to die before you have to worry about drinking anything.
Hydration is key.
It is, boys. And it is. Yeah.
One of our very last questions was if DayZ had a loading screen tip about you, what would it be? But I think we already know what that is. Teach a man to blowtorch, feed him for a day. Teach a man to blow, feed him for life.
Feed him for life.
I think that's what it should be on the loading screen for DayZ.
Words to live by. Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Hang it in the lore of boys. Hang it.
Signed, Danny.
I'm getting that upon a t-shirt.
Yeah, do. Hey,
Yeah, merch idea. Merch idea.
yeah,
There you
it
go.
could happen. It could happen.
I think somebody in your community has to make that T-shirt and send it to
Hell,
you.
I'll make it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's picture of the blowtorch on there as well. That's great content, boys. Great content.
Yeah, yeah,
Great work.
What I did learn about BI is if you use any of their images, you got to change it or they'll get you. You'll get a letter.
Oh, really?
You'll get a letter. Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Good comms. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Dave and Andy were trying to make a book, a tips book for DayZ.
Mhm.
Andy was, and he sent it to BI and was like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And they're like, "Well, you can't do it because all these items that you brought from in game to as pictures,
Sure.
you're not licensed for it, so you can't make that book."
Checks out. I suppose it checks out.
Yeah.
They got to look after number one. Are
Yeah.
they going to make it? Are they still making it?
No,
I'll buy
no,
it. I need it.
it's put to the side.
Okay, that's fair.
I told
Maybe an ebook. We
I
might
told
get an
Andy,
ebook out of it.
I told Andy, I was like, "Hey, dude, why don't we just change up the images? Just change them up." I sent him some images that I reworked, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that looks different. Change it up." But I don't
An
know.
audiobook. They need an audiobook. DayZ tips and tricks audio. We can listen to it on the plane. Tell you, boys.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
DayZ smut. I mean, yeah, audiobook
DayZ
for
smut.
tips and
Yeah,
But I honestly, dude, I really appreciate spending like nearly 2 hours talking DayZ,
Oh,
the
God, it's been that
journey,
long.
the origins.
Yeah.
Like, we really appreciate it because obviously,
Thanks for
what
having me.
DayZ provides escapism, it provides entertainment, it provides a home, it provides community for those people
does.
who feel lost, who might
Mhm.
feel they need someone just to listen to them, just kind of feel that they're there. But we really appreciate all our content creators, our map makers, our modders, our server owners, the people who keep making this game amazing and playable, and the fact that we keep coming back to it, even with
Yeah.
the amazing features that it sometimes throws us into the
Oh,
air and
amazing.
into the sea.
For sure.
But
Yeah.
I want to touch on one thing real quick before we. I didn't mean to cut you off. I kind of talked about this
No, go on.
earlier. This is a game. This is pixels. We need to not necessarily take it too seriously because mental health is a huge thing, and a lot of people struggle, and we don't know what their struggles are. Play DayZ. It's what it is. Everybody know what they signed up for, but at the same time, we should be thinking about others' mental health while we're out there. And not just as a viewer of a streamer, but also streamers as well and creators. And
Completely agree.
everybody's going through something. Okay. So just
Mhm.
remember that. And, if you feel like somebody's off a little bit, well, then reach out,
True. Yeah. Look after
Yeah,
your
Days-
boys.
Yeah,
Got to do it.
DayZ made quite a nice TikTok about, I think it's either out today or sometime this week, about if you feel that something isn't quite right and you just need to talk, then reach out. But yeah, we can do. It's a two-way street. It is definitely a two-way street.
Mhm.
We can reach out to. So we all need to be out there, look after each other, love each other, and support each other because we're all connected by this janky zombie apocalypse game. I mean,
It's
infected
crazy. Yeah.
apocalypse
Infected.
game.
Infected. Yeah.
They're infected.
No, for sure. Just to touch on that, if you don't like, I say quite often, someone might be venting or whatever it is in the chat. So one of the boys in there is saying something, and it's always, the answer is always, I hope the time you spend here sort of gets rid of that for you. Let's just go into a different place for 6 hours. Let's just escape into, let's have a conversation about literally anything else. Do you know what I mean? And let's just erase that because, at the end of the day, we all get off and we all go to bed and we all face the day the next morning and the sun rises the next day for everyone. So, however you choose to face the next day, whether it be good or bad for you, I'm definitely just trying to provide a place where people can come in and just go, that was a shit day at work, but that was today. And this evening is this evening and whatever happens and tomorrow's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, it goes for anyone. If you're not a current viewer or, if you don't even know who I am yet, if you need anywhere just to hang out with some boys and girls, you're more than welcome always. It doesn't matter what's going on, for sure.
Danny, we have a new quote for you. At the end of the day, we all get off.
Oh yeah. Add it to the quotes. Justina, add it to the quote. There you go. At the end of the day, we all get off. It's true. It's true. Very true. God
Danny,
damn it.
it was
Very, very good.
It was a pleasure to have you, man.
It was. It was.
It's
Thank you boys
fantastic.
for having me.
And maybe we'll have you on in the future if if you ever get
Anytime.
if you ever feel like you need to come and talk, we're here.
For sure. Likewise, boys. Likewise.
Yeah. Ronnie Z's here, by the way. You said a lot of
what
words
up,
about
Ronnie?
him earlier.
What's happening? Shout out the dojo. What's happening? Hell yeah. Well, I was
Danny?
talking about you, Ronnie, but it was good things only. It was good things only.
It was good things. We always like to raid out, and we want to give our
Sure.
obviously guest. Do you have anyone in mind who is currently streaming right now that we can go drop into and say hello and show them some DayZ love?
Let me see.
While while Danny's looking, our next episode we have Mr. Handman and Sunny Lemon Drop. Everybody, I'll communicate when that's going to happen. But we got a duo on here. Great pillars of the DayZ community. Mr. Handman is fantastic. He helped me out with a lot of the stuff that's going on with. I needed music for Edict. Cam can't run server, so he lended me out that music to play. So appreciate him for that.
I've got a lot of people on who aren't there's so many people not playing DayZ right now. It's insane. It's like, come on, boys. It's a Sunday. What are we doing?
It's dealer's choice. It's up to you.
Well, there is the World Cup, and there is a big fight tonight that they could be getting ready for. So,
this is true. Also, on the World Cup, can I just say that was an insane event? But the DayZ World Cup, of course.
Yeah,
that was.
Oh yeah.
That was an insane. Thank you, Amy and aka Hitty for that was insane. It was like I've played in a few events. It speaks for itself. We've all seen the screenshots. We all seen the lobby that was set up for that. They had the custom trophy at the end. But and in terms of a creator, what it let me do and what it allowed me to do is, it was Italian 90. It was Italian 90 all over again. You know what I mean? We had the old school Irish jersey on. We were playing Irish tunes for 45 minutes beforehand. It was but that was only possible because of that work that was put in, and that was honestly thank you so much, Amy, for that. Was such a good event, boys. Such a good event.
How good were those kits, by the way? They were so good.
Insane.
They were amazing.
Bangers. Yeah, 100%. Let's see. I mean, but we have. I'll tell you who we have. We have Seni playing with Kazuki at the minute. If we want to raid them.
We can go see Seni. We can go see Seni.
Let's do it. You need the link? You don't need the link.
I'm good. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, cool. Boys, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Right, man.
All the best, lads.
Take care, everyone.
Cheers, boys. Have a good one.
Have a good night.
See you in a
Thanks,
bit.
everybody.